Yeah, well, I got a job, you know. While I was at Goodyear, I would never without a job. But
Right.
I did at that particular time, you know,
Yeah.
really take it because
Right.
I was in depression and
Right. How did you feel about making the move in the end? You glad? I mean, how did you feel about that? Did you second guess yourself and say, boy, that was a dumb thing to do? Or
No, it didn't look good, you know.
Yeah, right.
And, I liked the work, and I did get into engineering.
Yes, right.
And I stayed in engineering.
Right.
And that I liked, you know.
Yeah.
So I liked the, and after I got into equipment engineering, I liked that, you know, and I stayed with that.
And you took more courses then from Goodyear, didn't you, along the way?
I took...
you were always taking something, as I remember.
A whole group of things.
Yeah.
I know effective speaking, you know, and business law, and some more accounting, and I don't know what all. But I went to...
So you took advantage of their offering a lot.
Yeah, I went to GIU for a long time, you know, took courses. And then I did go to ACRU and take a few things.
Did you?
Yeah, I took a few things.
Like what?
I took English and college algebra and trigonometry. And I guess that's about it. I guess that's about it.
So you don't really regret this episode?
No. No, it's one of those things. When I was at Goodyear, before I transferred to Goodyear Zeppelin, as a secretary, when the secretary up at the division superintendent's office, he was right up with the big shots. When that secretary would go on vacation or be sick, they would have me go up and to his job.
I see.
If I had stayed, I think I could have come up with a really good job as a secretary at some of the big shots at Goodyear. And maybe from that I might have gone into really big things.
Yeah.
But I didn't. And
Sure. Yeah.
But I got into engineering, and I liked engineering. Yeah. And I don't know.
Do you still have a special feeling about dirigibles, blimps when you see them, stuff like that? I mean, does this bring up some part of your life? Do you still, I mean, does that still excite you a little bit?
Oh yeah, it's a thrill, you know, to me, to see these blimps or, dirigibles are out.
Right.
You know, it's just the way things have gone, and travel has gotten faster and so on, so dirigibles would go maybe, maybe 80 miles an hour, but maybe not that fast. And so that's slow, and they would go faster than a steamship.
Right, so that to cross the ocean in one of those at some point was actually better than the steamship.
At that time, yeah, it was. But now with the airplane, well, you know, it's a different thing.
Right.
But it's thrilling yet. I did, while I was at Goodyear Zeppelin, they had, each year they had a Goodyear Zeppelin picnic. And they had this one at, let's see what is it, Chippewa Lake, I believe, Chippewa Lake. And they were going to fly 2 of the Goodyear blimps. And when they would do that, they had the regular ground crew, and they needed an auxiliary crew when they were going to fly 2 blimps. So they would come to Goodyear Zeppelin, and if some of the fellows wanted to, you know, they would serve as the extra ground crew. And what happened, we would go out to Wingfoot Lake, and we would put 1 blimp up in the air, and the regular ground crew would take the center up and out, and then the auxiliary crew would blimp, and the regular ground crew would put it up, and then the regular ground crew would go by bus, you know, to Chippewa Lake or wherever you were going, but the regular crew would go in the blimp.
Yeah.
And of course you could go faster than the regular ground crew, so you would get to ride around, you know, And
so you did that.
I did that.
You rode in blimps.
So I did that this one day at this picnic. Why I got to serve on the auxiliary crew. And noon we got a good steak dinner. And in the evening, why they did the reverse, you know, and we got into the blimp. So I was in the blimp a total of about 4 hours and 20 minutes, I believe it was, that I got on the blimp. So that was thrilling enough.
Do you have any souvenirs, mementos from those ships, or?
Oh yeah, I have some things. In fact, I don't know whether I should have or not, but I have a blueprint of the Akron. It shows the whole ship and all the parts of it, and all the details of it. When they completed this print, you know, I went into the blueprint room and got a print of it and brought it home, and I don't know whether I should have it, should have had it, or should have it, but I've got it. I've got a print of the whole flip.
Okay.